Joining us live via Skype to discuss issues around human trafficking that led to many citizens being stranded in foreign land is a gender advocate, Tessy Biobaku. Thank you for joining us at this time. The issue of human trafficking keeps recurring. The years are passing by, yet the story is the same. Let's talk about these ladies who should have returned, or who should return from Lebanon, the first batch on 12th. But that country itself has some issues it is contending with at the moment.
Well, thank you for having me on board. Good evening. It's rather sad that this what just occurred in Lebanon might pose a little bit of hindrance for the evacuation of this of the Nigerian girls that are stranded there. However, the question is, how did they get there? How do we get to this point where our citizens become vulnerable for them to, to be gullible enough to get into this kind of situation?
When you use the word gullible, that sounds massive, because a lot of time it is one promise after the other, and I have these individuals either being most of the time they actually get to pay so much money to embark on these dangerous journeys.
Well, the situation on ground, I would say for a lot of them is out of ignorance. I mean, that's why, they need to be, a lot of people need to be educated on the implications of, steps that they take. There's a lot of consequences that comes with, they're thinking that, okay, it could be better outside. I know that the situation in the country, you're talking about unemployment, you're talking about poverty, you're talking about a lot of families being cut off, especially with the situation on ground this year. A lot of families are going through a lot. So, you find that people feel, okay, the easy way out is for me to be out of this country. The question is, nobody is saying you should go out, you shouldn't go out to seek for greener pastures, in quotes, but then what are you going there to do? I mean, is it the right thing to do? Is it that you're moving from something that slightly might be bad, but something you're going forward to something that is quite worse? So we need to educate, especially the girl child, on decisions taken in this regard.
Okay, education on one hand. What about prosecution of individuals or groups responsible for taking these people down there?
There's the Child Act 2003 that been, that is in place, but not so fully adopted. Offenders, if offenders are they are made to face the consequences of this. To an extent, one is not going to say it's going to be eradicated, but you find that this acts will be reduced. So we need to look out for how these offenders will have to face their consequences and investigate those that are actually doing, committing these barbaric acts.
All right. Thank you very much for your thoughts on this issue. Tessy Biobaku, gender advocate.
Thank you for having me on board.